I was sitting on a bench eating some food when I turned my head to the left and saw this statue. Then I started talking to a man and he told me that it belongs to this house. It's all connected. It was built very long ago, as you can see by the date. It's quite hard to read the other text around here, but he told me that you have to be part of this society to be able to live in these apartments, which are for people who don't have as much money. But that's of course not Freemasonry anymore. I would assume it was possibly built by Masons. The main point of this video is to explain the difference between knowing and believing. Because many people misuse and confuse those words. Of course, I've done it in the past too, and I may do it in the future, but at least I'm conscious about it. What has to be understood in a very simple way is that everything that you know is what you can sense, and even that can be deceiving. You can be deceived by your senses too, but that's as far as the word knowing goes. So a lot of the things you believe to know are really just your beliefs. And what also has to be understood is that the word belief is not bad. It's not wrong to say that you believe something. It's tempting to say that you know everything, that everything is a fact and so on, but it's not. This is sort of like a continuation of my video Proven Fact, where I explain the words proof and fact and so on. Of course, one of the major things I've talked about is television and computer, the internet, but in an even deeper way, what I want to explain is that everything that is on the screen is of course unnatural, so it's a filter. So anything you see on the television or on the computer is a belief, as in you cannot know anything that is shown on television or on your computer screen, which means that there's no knowledge on television or on the computer, which is a quite major thing if you think about all of those channels that want to teach people things and likely call it knowledge. I don't remember, but I'm very sure about it. It would be very typical, just as it is with books. Also, there's no knowledge in any book in the world ever. Never. Just so you understand. You may have to think about this, but the only thing that is close to knowing is stuff that you can check yourself in your life with your senses, but it's still not the knowledge that comes out of these things. You would still have to go and check yourself. Of course, historical events, the events that are the major ones, let's say now 200 years ago, nobody in the world right now, as far as I know, which I don't, but I believe that nobody is 200 years old, nobody knows what happened then. Nobody. Again, based on my belief, because I don't believe that human beings live so long. But if it's true that there's nobody who's 200 years old, or 150 for that matter, I just imagine that number, that nobody knows what happened then. So there is no knowledge, of course, in historical events that are that happened that long ago. There's hardly any knowledge on World War II, because people die quite young nowadays. The only one who can know something is the one who sensed it. So you may say, well, there's pictures of World War II and I sense it. There's a picture and it shows me things. But that's again your belief that the picture is real. It most likely is, but it's still your belief. So you don't know. If you were born in the past years, the last centuries, before, after World War II, then you don't know what happened, and you never will know. You will always believe. If somebody tells you something about World War II, it's still belief, because you believe that he's telling you the truth. Every picture is unnatural. It is not natural, so you cannot sense it in a real way. If that makes any sense to you, I'm hoping that you can follow me. So if somebody asks you what's your knowledge on very old historical events, then you can say none, and you also have no knowledge. Nobody does. What is also very interesting is I was watching one of ClusterVision's videos this summer, maybe 2 months ago, and he was showing pictures of some celebrities, and he showed a picture of Nicki Minaj, and he called her Lady Gaga. And then what I thought, the first thing was, lucky guy, being so ignorant about these kind of things, not even knowing, although no, you cannot, you can only believe that you know how they look like, except if you see them in real life. That's again something else. But just so I don't confuse you, let's just keep it at that. He did not know how they looked like. I also try to stay quite ignorant, especially when it comes to politics. I watched a video with my sister once, and there was this guy, and I did not know who he is. it turned out that he's the president of Latvia. I even said his name out loud, but I had heard it once before, but I already forgot it. So it's actually great to be ignorant about things that just completely don't matter to you. Just staying away from all of the system nonsense. It's good. Also, I have no clue, for example, what a blackberry is, if I even pronounce it right, but you hear the word here and there. I assume it's a phone, but it's like a blessing not knowing about these things. Have you ever heard anybody say the expression, go read a book? I have, and usually what it is implying is when somebody says something supposedly stupid, they will say it because reading a book would equal getting smarter or more intelligent, which is of course absolute nonsense, but that's what we've been brainwashed to believe. For example, somebody who has read a lot of history books and believes to know a lot of things about historical events, which he of course cannot, as I explained, they will, society would generally see him as a smart guy or girl because of reading somebody else's opinions on things. And the worst part about it is that people usually don't realize that the books that are wrote now are wrote by people who have read other people's opinions about historical events. So it repeats opinion after opinion after opinion, and it of course will never make you smarter, at least not in the general sense. You can argue about what smart and intelligent means, but that's just the way it is. What has to be understood is somebody who is not intelligent will likely be very informed because they are not intelligent. That's the point. Because they would not understand that gathering information has nothing to do with intelligence. So it's to appear to be smart to most people, just so you understand, as it is with everything. Just so people see you as good or whatever it is you may want to achieve from others, which is of course completely wrong and will not give you anything positive in your life. Also, what I want to mention is people who argue about historical events. That's about the biggest joke there is in the world, because of course the ones who are born now can never should, at least, of course anybody can do what they want, argue about, again I'll just say, World War I, because none of them know anything that happened. So arguing about it is a joke, because all they can do is read books, and then there's usually many opinions on things. Again, you will never know what is true. Both have gathered their beliefs and then they argue about their beliefs, which is ridiculous. They may both be wrong, but I've seen people argue about these kind of things. It's, as I said, the ones who write these books most likely never witnessed anything themselves. these historical books.